In this video we're going to work out how to complete the square. It can be quite confusing, but one thing we're going to see is that you actually do the same thing over and over again. So to explain how it works, I've written out the bracket x plus a all squared, and we're going to expand this and then we're going to rearrange it to see how we complete the square. So we expand this, we get x squared plus, and we've got x times a is ax, and then a times x, which is ax, so that's going to be plus 2 ax's plus an a squared. So I'm going to rearrange this, take the a squared to the other side, and then write it the other way round. So we've got x squared plus 2ax equals, and then that's going to give us x plus a, come on, get in there, x plus a squared minus a squared. Okay, so this is the basic pattern we're looking for in our equation, and this is how we're going to rewrite it. Now notice in the bracket we've got plus a, and notice in our original pattern we've got 2a. So the value in the bracket, we're going to make half the value of the x coefficient, and then we're always going to be taking away the value in the bracket squared, and it's always take away. It doesn't matter if the value in the bracket is positive or negative, because it's squared, and anything squared is positive, so we're taking away a squared. Okay, let's see that in practice. Let's make a question up. So we've got x squared plus 4x minus 7 equals 0. I've made it plus 4, an even number, just to make it easy for myself. So I've got my pattern here. So we're going to write that as x plus half the value, so it's 2 squared, take away that value in the bracket, the 2 squared, so let's take away 2 squared, so let's take away 4, and then we've got to put that negative 7 there that was always there, take away 7 equals 0. So all we've done so far is rewrite out the expression. So now we're going to simplify it. We're going to get the bracket with the squared on its own. So we're going to have x plus 2 squared equals 11, taking the 4 and 7 to the other side. And now we're going to square root to get rid of that squaring. So we've got x plus 2, and we'll do this every time, equals plus or minus the square root of 11. So now we're going to take the positive 2 to the other side, and it's going to become a negative 2 by subtracting 2 from both sides, minus 2 plus or minus the square root of 11. Let's give you one more example. Let's go for, I'll make it slightly harder, x minus 5, odd number, a bit of a pain, sorry, x squared minus 5x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so there's our pattern. So it's going to be x minus half this value, so that's 5 over 2 squared, and then we're going to take away this squared, so that's 25 over 4. Then we've got plus the 1, and I'm going to, instead of putting plus 1, I'm going to put plus 4 over 4. It will just make it easier to deal with later. So now I'm going to have the isolating the brackets, so that's x minus 5 over 2 squared equals, and that's going to be 21 over 4. I'm now going to get the x minus 5 over 2 on its own, so that's going to give me plus or minus every time 21 over 4. Take the 5 over 2 to the other side, so that x equals 5 over 2 plus or minus, to write this slightly different, square root of 21 over 2, because the square root of 4 is 2. So I could write that, I could leave it as it is, or I could put it as 5 plus or minus the square root of 21 all over 2. I could have left it like this. Okay, I hope that was helpful.